When I was talking with Kim about what recipes to do for this, she said she wanted to do something with roasting vegetables, that she gets a lot of requests from her patients on how to roast vegetables. So we're going to do one today. And we decided to pick Brussels sprouts. Why? Because A, they're coming into season now, and they're really healthy for you. Why, Kim?
I love Brussels sprouts. They are a great non-starchy vegetable. We try in our office to really help patients to increase their non-starchy vegetable consumption, as they have a lot of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. So that's really a trend we're talking about today. And one thing I really like about the roasted Brussels sprouts, if you had them a long time ago, maybe you had them steamed or raw, a lot of times I hear people aren't so excited about them, but when you roast them, it brings out so much more flavor, which I'm excited for the chef to show us today.
Yeah, and as Kim said, a Brussels sprout is cruciferous. It's got soluble and insoluble fiber, but the problem with cruciferous vegetables is if you overcook them, then they're not as palatable anymore. Think about St. Patrick's Day. If you went and got cabbage and the cabbage was overcooked, how you could smell it from far away. Or cauliflower when it's overcooked, that's cruciferous. Even kale, cruciferous, when it's overcooked isn't as palatable. So a way to get this where it's fully cooked but still to proper degree of doneness, here's how you do it. So first of all, when you go to the store to buy these, okay, and when they come into season, you want them when they're firm and heavy for their weight and size. If they start to get light, and if you see these, see how these leaves are all tucked in nice and tight, that's a good thing. If they're starting to come apart, that means this was old already. Moisture is starting to leave it. That's why the leaves are lifting, because it's losing moisture. But when they're all tucked nice and tight like this, it's holding all that moisture. That's what we want. Okay, so now, a couple things. We're gonna cut and score this. But, you know, I always tell people you need a big knife for a big job, little knife for a little job. This is a little job, so you could use a paring knife, right? So now we're gonna cut the stem off like so. Okay, now, we're going to cut these in half for purposes of roasting them, but if you wanted to cook them whole, you want to score that stalk, just like this. I got the knife in this way, and then I'm going to put a cross cut in. Here's what happens when you did that. Now, whether they were cooked in moisture, like if you wanted to parboil them or roasting them, this is going to allow this to cook faster. Here's why. If you cut this in half, you'll see there's a core there, right? So this core is going to take longer to cook than the leafy part, right? And we want it to cook more evenly so we don't overcook that leafy part. And by scoring this, that allows that to happen. So now we're going to put our Brussels sprouts that are already cut in half. We got them in a bowl, okay? And then now we got garlic. We got paprika, we got salt and pepper. Okay, so again, we're going to make this rub, and then we're going to put it on a roasting pan, and we're going to roast this for about 30 to 35 minutes at 350 degrees, okay? So now I'm going to push these to the side. I got my olive oil, my garlic, okay, my paprika, my salt and pepper. Okay, and now I'm going to mix this, make a rub, okay, and I'm just going to toss these Brussels sprouts in it. Now, this is just a basic one, but you could do the different kind of rub and morph it into other variations. You could add harissa spice, right? Or you could put in, you know, extra garlic, let's say, if you wanted to, okay? You could put in lemon zest if you wanted to infuse this with lemon. The zest would work really good, better than lemon juice, because you're not diluting the oil. So that there's so many different ways you could do it, right? Now when it's coated, perfect, look, hardly any oil was in there, none left in the bowl, but this is another example of making that oil work for you. You spread them all out. Important to have same size pieces. For consistency and size equates to consistency and doneness. Put them into the oven. If you use a non-stick tray, not only does it make cleanup that much easier, and by the way, when you buy them, you just want to make sure that they're PFOA free. They have none of the chemicals that they used to put in non-stick cookware. Okay, so they're much safer now, and this way it helps reduce any chances for burning. After 30 to 35 minutes, this is what they look like. So this brown on here, that was taking the naturally occurring sugars that are in here and it caramelized them. Just like in an onion, right? If you had an onion raw, you taste the sulfur. When you caramelize it, it's like grilled onions. It becomes sweet, and that's what happened with this Brussels sprout. It sweetens it. That's what Kim was talking about. This is a way to get children or other family members to enjoy foods that are going to love you back. Cruciferous vegetables, soluble and soluble fiber, and they taste awesome.